are not able to attend. Okay, but for those of you who are here, okay, once again, welcome to the Invest Repeat live trade session. Any questions, put in the chat, okay? If I miss your question, just do me a favor at the end when I call for Q&A, just post your question again. Okay? All right, ready everybody? Okay, so let's get started. Let's go into today's session. Okay. Just make sure you can see my screen. Okay, so this is the major news, right? That Nike last night, after hours, right, fell close to 12%. So later on, we'll see at 9:30 when the market opens, right, what's happening. Okay, but last night it fell over 12%, and it says these things, wrong. It says the quarterly sales will fall by 10%. And the reason is they are saying that it's a soft quarter, soft sales in China, and they are saying that the lifestyle sales is slowing down. Okay, right? So that's what they say. I don't quite agree. I don't quite agree. You know why? Because there are so many lifestyle companies, right? And I invested in two. Later we'll go through these two. Let me just write down first in case I forget. Okay. That actually they reported slightly different things. Right? So whenever you look at companies, they talk about their guidance forwards, right? You cannot just take it as face value on it. Right? So whenever I coach my students, I always say, yes, it's good to look at earnings, look at what they say, because it is important for you to judge whether is it real or not. And the easiest way to judge is if a company in a particular sector, in a particular industry, says that, hey, my sales is going to drop 10% because of lifestyle sales dropping, go and look at the competitor and ask, are they saying the same thing? If they are not saying the same thing, then very simple. If one say A, the other say B, it means what? Someone must be lying. Okay, right? Then you need to find out who is lying. Right? Okay, later we'll touch on this. So this is the main news. Right? It seems like, wow, quite sad. Wow, China weakness. Okay. And this week, right, we're gonna get a few important information. Okay. What's so important is the last one, core PCE. Okay, so if you all don't know, core PCE is the Federal Reserve most watched indicator. Right? They are expected for this to go to 2.6. Okay. The target for Federal Reserve is 2%. Right? I would say right now, right, whether the market at the end of the year or going to the end of the year continue to move up or move down, right, it depends on one person only, which is Jerome Powell. Whether he will keep the rates or he will start cutting rates. There are some elements in the sector, in the Federal Reserve, that even says that they may need to raise rates again. Okay, so the whole market right now is very sentiment driven. They are hanging on this. Okay, but I just share with you all some information, right, to help to decide. We try to predict, okay? As investors, our job is to predict. Our job is to ask the tough question, right? Hey, going forward, is the market going up or down? Right? Don't talk about individual companies. Individual companies is a even higher level scale. A normal level scale is ask, hey, you think the market is going to go higher for the end of the year? Okay, right now, S&P 500 is already up like, I think, 15%. Nasdaq is up about 20%. Will it be higher from here? Okay, so let's take a look at a few data points. Number one, this one, jobless claims. The 4-week average jobless claim is now at the highest level. All right, guys, so type in the chat. For the Federal Reserve, if they see that unemployment, jobless claims is high, are they more likely to drop the interest rate or up the interest rate? Okay, up or down? You all put down. You all put in the chat. Will the Federal Reserve more likely to up the interest rate or down the interest rate now that they see jobless claim is higher and higher? Yeah. Okay, down. So one data point tells us that Federal Reserve is going to down the interest rate. Okay? Right? So if you look at jobless claims, right now you can see that there is a little trend that more and more people are getting jobless. Okay? We don't see that in Singapore. But this is a very sheltered country. Okay? Singapore is the bubble. Okay? Do not take whatever is happening in Singapore or in Asia as the truth of the world. Okay? In fact, the US market is going to impact the most because your stock index is based on US. Okay? So the jobless claim is increasing. Right? And one more data point. GDP. Guys, can you tell me, looking at this GDP, is it getting better or worse? This is the US gross GDP. Better or worse? Type in the chat. Okay? Yeah, so quite clearly it's worse, right? So if it's worse, will the Federal Reserve likely to drop rate or increase rate? Okay, so this is the second data point. Yeah? Will the Federal Reserve more likely to drop the interest rate or increase the interest rate? More likely to drop. Oh, okay. And I talk about this in my YouTube. Is that, in fact, a lot of the central banks, the Swedish bank, the Swiss bank, and ECB, they are already dropping rates. These are the major European central banks, right? They already cut their rates, right? Now, the thing is this. Of course, there are some indications showing that, hey, like interest rate going up, inflation going up. For example, uh, house prices in the US is increasing. Okay, year on year, the April house price increased by 6%. 12 months. Right. So if you think property in the Asia, APEC region, Singapore is expensive, you try to go US. Okay, it has gone up quite a bit. Right. So there are some indicators that, hey, talk about the inflation getting higher and higher. But the thing is this, why are the main central banks still cutting? Why? In fact, UK recently showed that their interest rate was higher than expected. Why? Very simple. If I let you choose, guys, imagine you put yourself in the shoe of the central bank. Let's say you are the central banker. You have two paths. Okay? Either you don't drop the rate, you keep increasing the rate. But if you increase the rate too much, what's going to happen? Everybody, I want to teach you all these macroeconomics so that you can think for yourself. If you keep increasing the interest rate or you hold the interest rate very high for very long, what's going to happen? BK say hardship. What hardship? If you put money in the bank, you are very good. Your fixed D keep going up. Yes, it's the very hated R word. What's this R word? Recession. You are likely going to get recession. Because technically, what is a recession? Recession is not the stock market go down. No. Recession just means the business activity reduces. Company starts to lay off people. Right? So you have two paths. It's either you hold it there, keep increasing until recession, or you start to drop the interest rate. Now, but the thing is this, when you start to drop the interest rate, what is the negative impact? What is the unintended consequences? Unintended consequences, everybody. What is the one thing that everybody damn afraid now? Once you drop interest rate. Yes, the I word. Okay. Right. So guys, let me ask you, if you're a central bank, between R and I, right? Let's say you have no middle ground. Let's say there's no soft landing. Some more soft landing. What soft landing? No such thing. Landing means landing. Okay. You want to land in the R or in the I? Type in the chat. Let's say you have to choose one or two evil. Would you rather choose R or I? Type in the chat. Okay, right? So you can see, many of your type I, right? Exactly that. So the central banks are the same. They know that they cannot afford another recession. Because when they go into recession, what happened? How to bring themselves out of recession? How do you bring an economy out of recession? You need to increase spending. How to increase spending? You need to print like crazy. Or they call it QE. Okay, but I'm a layman. I like to use layman terms. When there's recession, I need to boost the economy. I need to boost business. I just need to inject more liquidity. How do I inject liquidity? Print money. That's it. Do you think they want to print some more? No. A lot of central banks are trying to cut back on that because they printed a bit too much already. Right? They printed a bit too much. So Kwang will say, print mula. Mula is the word for money, is it? Okay. Right? So be very aware of what are the choices that the central banks are taking. That's why to me is that, yes, the current thinking in the market, right? A lot of people keep saying, no interest rate cut, nothing. The inflation is going up. I say, hey, you must think from the Jerome Powell side of the picture. He's not his own boss, Okay, he's not in those boss. So basically, very simple. Another factor for this year, right, that's going to impact whether Federal Reserve cut rate, right, is what? Why do they not want another recession in the US? Especially this year. What is happening this year in the US? Dun, dun, dun. Yes, it's the US election. Nobody wants to go into election season, especially the Republican, the Democrats, the incumbents, to go into a recession. Okay, so nobody wants that. And who is Jerome Powell's boss? Think about it. Okay? Although they always say Federal Reserve is an independent entity or whatever not, but please be realistic. Jerome Powell has a boss. Okay? Right? So even if there are some Federal Reserve officials saying that they might need to increase rate, I don't know this lady, Miss Powell, is it trying to gain attention or what? But there are mostly most of the other Federal Reserve governors are saying that okay year-end rate cut. One cut. They're looking at one cut. Okay? Because they know that if they hold the purse string for too long, they hold interest rate for too high too long, they're going to go into the recession. And they don't want that. Okay? They don't want the recession. Right? Another thing is this. Right now, with the whole interest rate coming down, I'm generally okay. So let me just tell you my perspective. I'm quite positive for the rest of the year. I know out there in the market, this is not the view. A lot of people keep saying recession coming, recession coming. Now, I am probably the about 80%, 82% invested. Right. So I still have some gunpowder. So actually, I wish the market would drop, I wish the market would drop. But looking at the numbers, I think the odds of the market dropping is quite low. Okay. And when I look at sentiment, is this. So this is the May sentiment. The last time we did a live stream in May, right? Okay. The bullishness is 47%. And I say, actually, this is not a good number. When everyone very bullish, maybe you'll crash. Okay. But right now, this is the June one. Wow. We are less bullish. I'm super happy. Then in May, the bearishness is 26%. Now where are we? We are 28%. Wow, we are more bearish. Very good. Okay. So I like to look at sentiment as a play also because statistically, when we look at sentiment play, okay, when the sentiment is super, super high, it's actually not good. When the sentiment is super, super low, it's very good. You remember the recent bull run when did it start? Actually, it was a tail end of 2023, when it was extreme fear. Okay, so once again, the old man, Mr. Buffett, his adage comes through very, very well over here. When everyone is fearful, it's time for you to be greedy. Now, I would say that right now we are not very fearful. We are somewhere in the middle. Okay? Right? We are not very, very fearful. But that also tells me that it doesn't mean that we're going to crash because drop type will be around here or even higher. Okay? So right now, where are we in terms of index? We are about neutral. Slightly towards the fear, but I would say generally still quite neutral. Right? So neutral actually in a way, right, is good for one type of investors. If you are selling options. Right? Because why? Guys, when neutral, what does neutral mean? Are they decided or undecided? Type in the chat. Are they decided or undecided when they are neutral? Undecided. Exactly. Okay, so what does undecided mean? That means they don't know what's happening. The uncertainty is very high. So how do we translate uncertainty into the stock market? What is the thing that we call uncertainty? Okay, volatility. So if you're selling options, later we can talk about strategies. When you're selling options, this is quite interesting. That's why right now, actually, this is my main strategy. Selling options, be it selling call or selling puts. Okay, we can go into more details later. But basically, the important thing is this. There are a lot of people calling for correction right now. I can tell you, eventually they'll be correct. Because there will be a correction eventually. Okay? It's just a matter of when. When will it happen? But when it happens, guys, I want you all to be like this picture. Okay, so this is a meme. This is a meme. This is a meme of a young girl looking at her house burning down, right? And she's smiling at the camera. Okay, quite sinister, but in the stock market, you need to behave like this. When the market is burning down, you should be smiling. You should be looking back and say, hey, where are the opportunities? Can I buy something from here? Okay? All right, okay. So this is the broad market. Let me go into the charts right now. We'll go into the individual companies and individual markets. Okay? All right. At the same time, guys, if you have any questions, type in the chat as usual. Okay? Now, let me bring up my chart very quickly. Where is it? I have so many charts. Okay. Maybe we talk about the Nike incident first. Okay. Let me share my screen. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, wait. Sorry, let me do some adjustment. Okay, can. Okay, good. Okay, guys, can you all see my screen? If you can, type in yes. Can see, Okay, very good. Okay, so this is Nike, right? So Nike, wow. Hey, what's happening, Okay, so now pre-market, Nike from the previous level, wow, will open close to 16% lower. Okay, so this is Nike. Now, the thing is this. When you look at the chart of Nike, right, it has been downtrend for quite some time already. Okay, I don't know if you can see. It's been downtrend for quite some time, more than 2 years already. Okay, so once again, that's why when I talk to investors, I always say, hey, when you invest, although I think that buy and hold is a pretty good strategy, right? But remember, is buy and hold, not buy and forget, no. Okay, it's not buy and forget, it's called buy and hold. Okay, so you need to go and look at the fundamentals of Nike and whatnot, right, to determine whether, hey, is this a reasonable trend, right? But there are a few companies that are doing consumables, leisure, product, lifestyle, that the chart looks very different, For example, Deckers. Can you see how different it is? Can you see how different it is? It's almost the other direction, right? So these guys, they make very good running shoes, Hoka, right? And I talked about this during our last live stream, okay? And when I talk about it, right, it was somewhere around here, okay? So for those of you who took action, congratulations. Okay, now you should be up by quite a bit, fair bit already. I also bought in some, okay? So we hot together, okay? We make money together. Another one that I haven't entered yet, but I own their shoes also. And it's a fantastic shoe. Okay, so guys, I see how many of you are runners here. Hey, how many runners here? Like you run quite seriously, like you know your running one. Okay, you know like how to protect your knees, what the distance to run, how to train up to a marathon. Okay, can you type in the chat, right? What is the next brand of shoes other than Hoka? Okay, other than Hoka, what is the next brand of shoe that is quite famous right now that's like up and coming that you will hear people talking about it? See whether you know. Actually, actually is it on my screen, right? Oh shit! It's on my screen already. Exactly. Okay, so it is the On shoes. I don't know where you all know On shoes. In the ticker symbol is called On. Okay, ON. Right. So look at the trend. It's super healthy. Right. It's super healthy. So if you look at let's say fundamentals. So once again, I like to use ticker. Okay. By the way, this is not sponsored by ticker. But I like the platform very much. Okay. If you look at Nike, okay, pardon me. Okay, and you scroll down, you look at financials, quarterly. Okay. All right. Guys, can you see what's the issue with the sales of Nike? The last few quarters. Where is it going? Last maybe 2 years. It's kind of going sideways. Oh, it's going nowhere. Okay. Right. And if you look at, for example, operating income, okay, I remove the revenue first. Can you see? So does this look like a growth business to you, or is this like a stagnant business? Type in the chat. Right? Is it G or S? Is it a growth business or is it a stagnant business? Right? Okay. If you look at cash flow, let's bring in cash flow. Okay. Yeah, actually cash flow not too bad. Okay, but let me just bring up the chart. The cash flow is like that. Okay. So importantly, guys, when you invest in the business, yes, the business is good. I would not say Nike is a bad business, but is it a growth business? Right? Be very, very careful about the terms that you use. Okay. But if let's say we look at, for example, we look at Deckers. Okay. How come my Deckers not coming up? Okay. Deckers outdoor. Okay. Can you see the net income? So this is the chart that you want to see. Okay. This is the type of graph that you want to see. Okay. Let's go quarterly. Right. Hey, why so slow? Okay, so sometimes it's a bit slower. Huh? Okay, let's give it a while. Okay, never mind. Let me go to back to the chart first. Okay, so back then when I was talking about Decker, right, I was saying like, hey, maybe like 800 plus now support So TA now support. Wow, very good Okay, so guys, whenever you are gonna invest, right, always try to combine two things: your fundamentals, is it a strong company, number one, and when a strong company, they ask you, okay, is it a good time? Technical analysis. Okay, let's see if it come out already. Okay, so quarterly. So can you see this company quarterly the net income is going up and there's a very strong season one, which is the end of the year Okay, but you can see if you just take the end of the year, right, basically this company is growing from strength to strength, keep going up. If you just take the last quarter, also can, right, the first quarter of the year, right, also going up. Okay, so these are the type of business that you want, right? If you have a business that's coming down, then something is wrong. Okay, so while Nike say that their sales is dropping, when you go and look at the earnings report, earnings call for Hoka and On Shoes, totally different picture, right? So one person is lying. Do you know who is lying? Okay, be very, very careful about the things out there. Okay, now, let me go into the index very quickly. Let me see. Okay, so let's look at S&P once again. Okay, so very important, every time before you invest, right, ask yourself, where is the tide flowing? Is the tide good coming in or is the tide flowing out? Okay, so guys, can you just look at the chart, right? The chart objectively, where are we right now? Uptrend, downtrend, sideways, or what? Type in the chat. Where are we? Uptrend, downtrend, sideways. Okay, I hope it's not too hard to see. Right? Okay, so if you want, I switch up to weekly chart. Okay, so once again, I said this before in my last live stream, but I think it's important to iterate, is that we are barely above the previous high. So we went through a very big correction, and now we are just like, hey, coming out of the situation only. Okay, so right now, I know a lot of things looks high, but just remember, don't fight the market. Don't fight the wave. Don't swim against the wave. Swim with the wave. Right, so let's go back to daily chart. If you see over here, this is a very, very clear uptrend. Right, you see the moving average here is like a very big alligator mouth. Like, wow. This is usually a very, very good sign. Okay, now when to enter? Of course, you want to wait for retracement. Okay, so for example, if you look at retracement, it will be when it come down back to support. When you see your MACD, so for those of you who learn TA, you know, I always look for this kind of red MACD, right? The RSI should be low, your stochastic should be low. Okay, then you can enter a bit more over here. So now maybe it's a bit high. Wait for it to come down. Okay, if you look at NASDAQ, let's look at NASDAQ. Same. Right? So the picture is similar because it's US market. Right? Okay, so there's one important thing that a lot of people fail to see. They think that, hey, the market is very high, it's very high. Oh, okay. Okay, James say, hopefully later can hear your opinion on VTIL. What's VTIL? Later we take a look. Okay. Okay, so this is the market. So broadly, I would say the market right now is still on an uptrend. There is no strong indication that we are topping out. Okay. There is no strong indication to say that we are undergoing a big correction. Will there be a minor retracement? Yes, possible. Okay. So the thing is this: for those of you who are not yet invested, you are waiting for a major correction. I would say please don't wait for this kind of thing. Because you never know when a major correction is going to happen. And some more, we just had a major correction. Okay, we just had a major correction. The last time we had a major correction before the 2022 one is 2020. So you at least need to wait for another 1 year. No? Are you going to wait for the 1 year, the opportunity cost go away? Okay, so remember, be mindful of that. Okay, all right. So I would say if you want to wait for retracement, what do you go for? Okay, so guys, can you look at this chart? Tell me where is a suitable retracement level? Which moving average? Okay, maybe you type in the color, green, yellow, blue, or red. Okay, which is a suitable retracement level? Okay, which one you think is suitable? Okay, very good. Now, I share with you how I enter into the market. The thing is this. Obviously, the strong retracement will be your blue. Of course, red is even stronger, but blue is your strong retracement. But remember, you cannot always just wait for a strong retracement. Look at this one. After we had this strong retracement, actually there are still a lot of points to enter as the market continue to climb, Okay? Right? So these are opportunities that you don't miss out. So what I would say is that in the short-term resistance, definitely I'll be looking at the green. These are 20 moving average. Enter little bit, little bit, little bit. But when the market really correct down to blue, give you a big discount, guy, what will you do? What will you do? Type in the chat. Okay? You should be entering with confidence. Okay? you should be thinking about, hey, can I buy more or not? Right? So very simple. Here you nibble, 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 nibble. Then when come to here, what do? You gobble. Okay? All right? Hey, but I can tell you, I know what I'm saying sounds very easy, but in reality, it's harder. It's easier said than done, right? It's harder to do. Okay? So just be very mindful, control your emotions. That's why whenever I train my students or in the community, I always tell them, actually, my job here is not just teach you how to invest, but it's to control your emotion. Because a lot of times, guys, when the price suddenly drop from here, okay, maybe I delete all these words, when the price had a steep drop like this, bam, from here all the way down, a 7% drop in 2 weeks. Broad market, what will be the general sentiment? Will people be greedy or fearful? Right? Most people will be fearful. Most people will think that, hey, Pete, wow, drop so much, right? Maybe drop some more. Okay? So be very realistic about this. All right? Okay, fantastic. All right, so let me just go through a few stocks. By the way, if you want me to go through some stocks, just put it in the chat. Okay, so just now James said what VT, what is that? Let me just see. VITL. Oh, I have no idea what is that. What is this? Vital Farm. Wow, never hear. Wow. Wow, what happened? Okay. So very simple. Whenever I come to a new company, right? Okay, I will take a look first. I want to know whether okay. So firstly, I'm looking at it from a investment perspective, not trading yet. If you're trading, then you look at charts, right? No need to look at fundamentals. Trading is a pure TA game. But if you want to make long-term sustainable wealth, fundamental is your best friend. Because you want to invest in good businesses whereby the fundamentals will carry the share price for you. Okay? So let's take a look. So what does this company do first in the first place? Pasteurized product. Okay, so very mom and pop, like what we call mortar and bricks and mortar. Okay, good. Let's look at income statement. Okay, not bad. The revenue has been growing. Operating income. Wow. What happened in 2023, man? Suddenly they like make a lot more money. Okay, let's look at cash flow. Not bad. Increasing quite fast from like 10 to about 50, 60. Okay, let's look at ratios. See if we can find anything interesting. Funny, how come they suddenly make so much money? Their margins never change, right? Hey, James, so if you got any insider news about this, please let us know. Hey, so guys, I don't profess to be the guru here. All right, I rely on everybody to share your ideas and then I analyze. Right, then if it's something good, hey guys, we can all make money together. Okay, wow, I like very good low debt. Okay, but it's not a business industry that I know. Okay. So James just buy a bit. Hey, but James, why? Why do you buy? So very important. Whenever you do an investment, there must be a why on. Please don't tell me you hear this from your friend, right? Even if you hear this from your friend, you must build your own conviction. Because otherwise, if you buy a little bit, right, you buy $1,000 or buy $100, it's not going to change your life, right? Then to me, in this case, I'd rather buy this. I'd rather buy something that I have big conviction and throw a lot of money on. Later we go into that. Okay, so let me see. Okay, let's look at valuation before we go look at other companies. Wow, it's not cheap. Okay, it's not cheap. 51 times, 37 times. Price to book, 8 times. Okay. A bit expensive for brick and mortar business. Somehow they do what? They sell milk. Pasteurized product. Okay. Let me see. Competitor. Is that competitor? Oh, sorry, valuation. Competitor. Who are the competitor? Oh, Palm. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's not cheap. It's not cheap. Okay, so Calm is another like you know, not dairy. They do eggs. They do eggs. Okay, but in a way it's the same dairy farm, dairy product, egg products. Okay, but you can see the difference in valuation. So not cheap, not cheap. Okay, so James, if you bought it very early on and it has shot up so much, fantastic, great for you. Okay, but for me, I will dig deeper if I want to find out more. Okay, so let me write down. Interesting. I like this kind of brick and mortar business. Actually, James, you are right out my alley. I love brick and mortar business. Later I show you. Because brick and mortar business cannot be disrupted. Very, very hard. AI, for example, AI, how to disrupt milk. You eat the milk in a different way. Cannot be. Okay. In fact, if anything, AI will make the milk production maybe better. All right. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Let me share one company that I'm looking at right now. I can tell you, I'm quite boring. Hey, can you all guess what company I'm going to talk about? It's a company that I've talked about many times already. I think those of you who are in my who are in the mentorship that I partner next level, you will know me very well. I talk about this many, many, many times already. Okay. But many times doesn't mean it's not good. Right? What was this company? Make a guess, make a guess. If you all can think about it. Start with M1. What do you think? Start with M1. Wow, the moment I say M, you're right now, right? Meta? MA? Okay. So the answer is Meta. Okay. So Meta has been a company that I've been talking about for the longest time. Okay. Like until I want to cry. But I love it. Why? Because the last time I talked about it, right, and 28 May, it was here, no. It was 466. Now it's 514 already. Okay. And I just want to share with you right now, at this moment in time, I still think that Meta is a good investment. I still think Meta is a good investment. Why? Because from the TA angle, if you go to weekly chart, I love the chart. Very nice. A nice bounce. So when you look at weekly chart, right, guys, remember, weekly chart is a 5-year chart. So you cannot use it as a trade. I say again, this is, to me, I buy this as an investment, not a trade. Okay? In fact, bear with me 2 minutes. To most people, right, out there, if you trade, most people will not make money on. That is the stats. Most people are not suitable for trading. Okay, there are many paths to success. Yes, I even know of very good people who trade and then they make a lot of money, but these are very, very few. Okay, so for most people, I would strongly encourage you to look at investing first rather than trading. Okay, so I don't invest. Okay, I don't trade here. I look at, correct myself. I don't look at the trading here. I look at investing. Okay, so very, very nice support. MACD looks great. RSI can be lower, but it's pretty decent. Okay. And I talked about Webby RSI in the last round. Webby is something that I added recently. And basically what Webby does is that the moment you see that the blue bar goes away and start to re-emerge, that's your indication that, hey, the trend is starting to improve, right? And when there's an improve in trend, right, usually it will spike quite a fair bit higher than the previous high, right? So which is why I still think that Meta right now is still a very good investment. And when I look at fundamentals for Meta, okay, right, let's look at fundamentals. Let's look at quarterly. Then we have granular. Every time I click quarterly, the website just takes a while to load. Okay. This is a very powerful website. Ticker is a very powerful website. You can get like information like 20 years ago okay? But because of the amount of data they give you, sometimes they take a bit slower. Okay, so let's see if I can bring it up faster. Okay, let's look at valuation first. Okay. Now, guys, if you look at valuation, you look at EV to EBIT, one of my favorite indicator. It's 23 times. 23, Is it expensive? Okay, ask you the question, Is it expensive? To me, no lah. Definitely not expensive. Okay, so let's go back to financials. Okay. So can you see this company, right? The revenue, oh my gosh. It just keeps going, okay? It just keeps going. Right? Let's look at operating income. Okay, then I remove the revenue. Wow. There will be seasonal. You know why they're seasonal? Because there are shopping season. So whenever comes to close to year end, right? Like this kind of December, people will spend more. Companies will spend more. So there are more marketing going on. Okay? So there's ups and downs, but you can see overall the ups and downs is going up. Right? This type of business. Love it. Okay? Cash flow, right? I always say, actually, even in my business, right, or when I work to the next level, you know how much money we throw into Meta? No? Facebook advertisement, Instagram advertisement. Wow, it's insane one Okay? The one that we don't really put in is TikTok. Because the truth is, the TikTok audience not very wealthy. They're not really investors, so we don't really target there. Okay? But if you look at cash flow from operations, oh my gosh. Okay? So I know Meta is a very well-known name. A lot of people say, IRP, always same old thing, same old thing. But I can tell you, when you are investing, right, are you trying to create a hobby or are you trying to create a business? Right? Let me differentiate from you. This one, I just use it to tell one of my mentees recently. I said, what is a hobby? A hobby is something that you love doing, but you may not make money in. Right? For example, if my hobby is fishing, I love it. I go and fish. I'll buy the fishing rod. I'll buy the bait. I'll buy the sinker. I'll buy the strings. It all costs me money. But do I make money from fishing? I don't. That's why it's called a hobby. Okay? You spend money to make yourself happy, satisfied, right? It's called a hobby. What is a business? A business is the objective is to make money. That's it. Whether happy or not is another thing. But your objective is to make money. So to me, it's very simple. I treat investing as a business. My job here is to make money. Okay? Hey guys, is your job here to make money? Yes or no? Okay? If your job here is to create a hobby, let me know. Maybe I create another live stream. We talk about hobbies. Okay? But I hope that everybody here, when you're investing, don't think about the excitement of the business. Don't think about the excitement of investing, but treat the investing as a business. Very importantly. Okay? So to me, Meta is like, wow, it's a very easy play. Every time it come down to support, right, I either buy call options or I buy shares. That's it. Okay? Call options or shares. All right? Okay. Let's look above, see got any other things. Okay, so Roy is asking about Apple. Let's go through Apple quickly. Okay. So right now, Apple, I would say, still on the uptrend, but it's not a period that I want to buy. Why? Because if you look at trends, let's just draw support and resistance. Okay. Let me pull in some more, see if I can draw better. Okay, so where are we? Are we closer to resistance or are we closer to support? Very simple, right? Okay, are we closer to resistance or closer to support? Definitely resistance. All right, so I only want to come in when we are closer to support. All right, so that's the main thing. That's the main thing I'm looking at. Okay. Let's look at others. Okay, I scroll up first. I address those above first. Okay. Delist is saying Broadcom. Broadcom is AVGO. Okay, so this one very obvious, guys. If you see this kind of thing, are we at resistance or support? Resistance. Okay, so I won't enter yet. But is Broadcom a good company? Strong business. Okay, very, very strong business. Okay, Wana is asking HUM. Let's look at HUM. What's HUM? Oh, Humana. Oh, okay. Guys, so if you look at this trend, okay, what are we? Downtrend, uptrend? What trend? What trend is this? Very clear downtrend. In fact, when you see price cutting through the 200 moving average, all the indicator cut together, you know the trend is not good. Okay, so whenever you see this kind of situation, wait for the trend to change upward first. Okay, because I can show you another example. Tesla, because I look at charts every day, I can swing up example very fast. Okay, now Tesla didn't really break the overall 200 moving average, but if you look at the daily chart, okay, it has been downtrend ever since it's cut through all the way. Okay, so you must wait for the trend. You must wait for the trend to change. And right now, I can tell you there's no change of trend. It's very obvious. Right? So as much as I love Tesla as a business, as a car, pardon me. Okay? The trend is very clear. Very, very obvious. So if you want to short it or you want to buy put, maybe, but I would definitely not go long on it. Okay? And Queen says, my mom asked me to help her buy Nvidia. Wow. Okay, let's take a look at Nvidia very quickly. Okay, so this is the darling of the moment. Everybody is like, wow, Nvidia, Nvidia, Nvidia. Okay, good. All right. So the thing is this. Number one, right now, the trend doesn't show very clear indication whether it's a buy point. I think it's more of like topping out the resistance. Okay. But to me, as an investment, right? Okay. But if you're trading different, just look at TA. Okay. But fundamentals, just look at fundamentals. Okay. I would say making money is like their strength already. No need to think about it. Okay. But if you look at in terms of valuations, okay, so if you look at trailing multiples, it's 63 times of earnings. Not cheap. You're not buying very cheap. Okay. Now, a lot of times people like to look at forward multiple. Now, forward multiple means that they take into the growth of the business. That's why it looks lower. It's 35. Right. But will it grow at that speed? Is your guess and my guess. Okay. Right. But if I look at what has happened before, 63 times the current earnings, 62 times the book value. Usually book value we talk in like single digit one. This is crazy. Okay. Price to sales 38 times. That means, guys, imagine you are a business owner and let's say your business make 1 million a year. And a business and another business come to you and say, hey, N, I want to buy your business at 38 million. Will you sell or not? Will you sell or not? I would sell, no. I will straight away sell. Okay? Because it is so crazily overvalued. I'll be like, you stupid sucker. You want to buy my business at 38 times my revenue. Go ahead. Okay? So that's why for me, you can trade Nvidia, but just be very careful. Once something has gone up so high, the odds of it dropping down is quite high. So the thing is this, yes, Nvidia can go higher. But take note, Nvidia is already one of the largest companies in the world already. Okay? So if you want to have a small allocation, I think it's fine. Right? But another thing is this, and give me a very good thing to talk about, is that if the people around you who normally don't freaking talk about investment they don't look at it and they start to tell you, hey, and help me to buy Nvidia. And you ask them, you know what's Nvidia or not? You know what they do? Do you know what's their earnings? And they tell you they don't know, but they heard a lot about it, so they want to buy. To me, that is an alarm bell. That is it's crazy, right? It's nuts, really, right? When people who are usually not in the investment world start talking about it, like your colleagues, maybe when you take the bus, or you take taxi, someone talk about it to you, be very, very mindful. Because by the time these people react, usually we are in the front end of the cycle or the tail end of the cycle. Think about it. Okay? Now, John said, then in that case, should we buy put? I will not do that. To me, it's this. I can choose not to touch it. There's so many other stocks I can make money from. Why do I need to do this? Okay. Crazy. I don't need to touch it. Okay, I can do other things. Okay. Let's see. Wow, some of you type very long messages that I find hard to read some more. Hey, by the way, do message directly to the main channel. Okay, so Kwang, Kwang, do you mind typing the message in the main channel? Because you DM me so the rest cannot see. Okay, but wow, it's damn small. Okay, so Kwang say, not sure you have any advice for me. Some time ago, I did a ratio back spread for Tesla. Okay, number one is this. I want to ask is, why do you do the ratio back spread? Why? What was your plan entering and exiting? Or you just copy the heck out of something? I don't know. Okay? Right? For those of you who don't know, ratio back spread means you basically sell one put and buy two puts. Okay? Sell one call and buy two calls. Sorry. Sell one call and buy two calls. Okay? So to me, the thing is this. Okay. So this one actually I went through with another student today. Okay, we will talk about ratio back spread. Okay, so let me go through with you all very quickly. Now, ratio back spread is a very powerful strategy if you know what the heck you are doing. Okay. So okay, I don't know which strike price you do. But let's say if I do maybe 150, okay, then I do 210. Okay, this is the one that I saw this afternoon from one of the students. Okay. So they basically sell one call. Okay, so you can see here, I sell one Tesla call at 150, I buy two call at 210. So basically, he's using the money from here to buy, right? Because $23 times 2 is still less than $58, ma. Okay, all right. So basically, the idea is that, hey, on earnings, it will fly, it will shoot or whatever, lah. Okay. Now, the earnings is coming on, I think, 17 July. Okay, so this is right now the graph of a ratio back spread, right? So I think it's not bad, right? It looks pretty good because if the share price drop enough, you will make money. If the share price go above, you'll make money. Okay. Hey, but take note, where is the break-even point? This is 17 July, right? Okay, so let's see. Is Tesla's earnings call on 17 July? Okay. Right. I think yes lah. Okay, 17 July. Yes, around there. Okay. So correct. Now, the break-even point for it to drop is that Tesla must drop 25%. 25%, no, by 17 July upon earnings. You think possible? Okay, I shouldn't say possible because every damn thing is possible. Do you think it's likely? Okay, ask yourself that question. The next one. It needs to go up by more than 6%. Okay, so this is definitely more possible. More possible. Okay, but let's look at Tesla trend. It is downtrend, no. So the odds of it going up is higher or down is higher. Plus now is at the 200 resistance. You look at the MACD, you look at the RSI, you look at stochastics. So those of you who follow me and learn TA, you know that this looks a bit more bearish. Okay? A bit more bearish. Right? So I don't know when you enter this position. Maybe you enter at a different premium. But I'm just saying that if you do this for the earnings, wow, you need the price to really either fall a lot or go up a lot. Okay, that's number one. Number two is this. There's this thing called implied volatility, right? Now, guys, let me ask you. Okay, so this one a bit like advanced already. After straight away after the earnings, because the share price will only move after the earnings is announced, correct or not? Okay, straight away after the earnings, can you tell me, will volatility drop or increase? Okay, will volatility drop or increase? It will drop, right? Most likely it will drop. So if you see, I pull the volatility drop, you see what happened to the upside. So the downside we know is already very hard, right? Because you must drop 25%. Okay, but as I drop the implied vol, I'm from 53, I dropped to 43. Now you need Tesla to jump 17% before you see any money. You know how difficult it is. And if the vol crush more, let's say I drop to 35. Now what happened to break even? Okay, that's number one. Number two is this. Let's say the vol don't crush. Everything move in your favor. Sui, But you see the price never move enough. So you decided to hold on for longer. But as I drag this date, so guys, look down here, 17 July, I drag this date. You see what happened to the break-even point. What happened? It becomes further and further away. Okay, so that means on 17 July, let's say you want to wait a bit further for the price to move. Your break-even point floats away from you. It becomes harder and harder and harder. Okay, so there's no free lunch in the world. Yes, this strategy protects you and give you money if the share price drop a lot or go up a lot. But the keyword here is not go up or go down. The keyword here is a lot. You need a lot of movement. Okay? So maybe just now someone say GME. Maybe maybe you want to do this on GME. Maybe it's possible. Okay, but I don't know. Okay? Be very, very careful. Okay. What other things? Other trades. Okay, CC is asking me about Lululemon. Okay, very quick one. Lululemon. I still love this business a lot. The fundamentals look fantastic. The chart looks like shits. Okay, but right now it's kind of like finding support at this level. I love it. I love it. Okay, so I want to see a proper bounce before I enter some more. over here. Okay, so that's for Lululemon. What else? Kelvin's asking about Amazon. Let's look at Amazon. Well, Amazon has been a very good one for me. Because after the crash, okay, look at weekly chart. After the drop, right? Okay, after the massive drop, then now it's like massive increase, and right now, I see this as a damn positive sign. Breaking out decisively. Okay, in fact, today Amazon jumped another 4%. Okay, oh my gosh. Okay, right? Break out decisively from previous high. This is a very good technical setup. Okay, I like it. Okay, anything else? Okay, GME, 还有什么? Okay, James Lay, I bought a long call for AMAT expiring June 25, the next year. Gain 25% profit. The market is turbulent now. Should I start trailing stock? Okay, so if you buy a long-term call option, right? If you want to put a trailing stock, I think it's okay. Right? Because you are just protecting the downside. No problem. I think it's fine. Okay? All right. Castor is asking for Celsius. Okay, so this one is like the energy drink. Oh, what happened to this company? But overall, although it looks like damn bad, right? Okay, like these two look like a double top kind of thing. But overall, I must give it to this company. It's still holding on to the trend line. Okay, right. Okay, but I don't have a position in this company. I don't really know this company. I know it's a energy drink. I drink it before actually. They say it's like Monster drink. Okay, but if you ask me, now if you look at Monster beverage, right? Hey, I prefer this chart. I very much prefer this chart. Okay, so guys, whenever you're buying something, right, one trick that I want to teach you, and I use this either for my portfolio management and when I teach students, right, is that don't obsess over one company. Ask yourself, who is the competitor? And is it a better business? Or maybe the chart looks better for me to buy into it. Okay, so if you look at this, wow, this Monster beverage is so predictable. Every time come to the 200-week moving average, it's almost certain you bounce on it. Okay, and look at this. This is very good. This is very low. This is very low. Wow, this is so flat. There's no blue color. Okay, good. Idea not? Okay, actually, this was one of the example I'll show you later. Okay, but since you asked about Celsius, so I talk about it first. Okay, all right. Hey, I don't even have time to go through everything, but I just speed through. Okay, CRM. CRM had a big drop. If you look at daily chart, right, it had a big drop, bam, like that. Okay, because of the earnings result. But since then, it has recovered quite nicely. Right now, at a very steep resistance here. Okay, but if you look at daily weekly chart, not too bad. Right, still on the bounce. Okay, but this is a business that I don't touch. I don't have a lot of faith in SaaS company, to be very honest. Okay, right, and CRM is quite expensive. Right, it's in their software quite expensive, not the stock expensive. The software quite expensive. Okay, right. Okay, look at others. Gene is looking at Snow. Snow is a data center. Wow. This one, hey guys, what do you all think? What trend is this? Up, down, sideways, or what was this? Think kind of sideways. Oh, okay. So this kind of stock, if you understand this kind of stock, right, actually these are my favorite stocks to kind of sell put options. Or in fact, call options if the top is like that. Okay, right. So this is the setup for Snow. But long term, whether will I invest in this company? No, not really. Okay, PayPal. That's by David. Whoa, what happened to PayPal? This is like a heartbeat, like boom, 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 boom. Hey, what happened? Okay, let's look at weekly chart. Wow, what happened? I never looked at PayPal for very long. I never knew it looked like this. Can you see when I last looked at PayPal? 2022. Okay. Wow. Hey, actually, this is once again a very good model for sell put. Because you know that there's a very fixed bottom line to it. Right? You wouldn't go lower than that. Right? Okay, but prepare to buy the shares if you ever do this. Okay, be very prepared to buy the shares. Okay, all right. Okay. Anthony said Disney. Okay, let's look at a couple more. 10 o'clock already. Okay, I need to go and sleep. I'm tired. Okay. Wow, Disney. Okay, so I don't like the looks of this thing. Can you see? Rejected, then coming down. 200 week moving average. Too strong already. Not good. Okay, overall trend not good. And I generally right now I more and more don't like Disney. Okay. So this is also sensitive. Do not I share a lot of sensitive things already, but do not this one is quite sensitive. You know what's sensitive things? I feel that Disney has lost its way. Right? Disney used to be catering towards holistic family stuff, but right now they are like pandering to a lot of the politicians, so they add a lot of weird things. Right? I don't really like that. Oh, so whether will that be the downfall of Disney or not, I don't know, but I don't have to invest in it. Right? And right now, when I look at the TA, right, this chart is not great. Okay, this chart is not great. Okay. Kwang is having a sell call on Tesla, recently become so bullish on paper. So on paper, she's losing a lot of loss. Okay, so Kwang, the important thing is this, when you sell call options, please have the shares. When you sell call option, please, for God's sake, have the shares. Okay? Especially when you're doing on Tesla. Come on. Tesla is such a volatile stock. You dare to sell naked. You have the balls, man. You have the balls. I don't have the balls. Okay. So be very careful. Tesla is a sentiment company. Suddenly Elon Musk come out and say something. Wow, the share price jump out, then you die, Okay. But if you have the shares, let's say you bought it at $120, now it's $200, and you get called away, it's okay. So be it. Right? You still make money, just that you don't make the extra money. Okay? Still not too bad. Okay, but so guys out there, please don't ever sell naked call options. Whoever tell you that, they're nuts. And I know of people who sell naked call options and they lost 6-figure one. Because they see good premium. But the thing is this, when you sell call options on companies with very good premium, it also means that they are very volatile company. So what happened to the company is that after the earnings call, boom, jump like 20%. Then all the sell call die. Because when you sell call, your loss is unlimited one. As high as the share price go. Right? So if Tesla today, wow, they announce some shenanigans thing, then this thing just boom like that. You can pray to God already. Okay, so please make sure you only do covered calls, not naked sell calls. Okay, very, very dangerous. Okay, James asking, should I set a trail stop? Yeah, you can always set a trail stop for anything. But I'm just telling you, I personally don't set trail stop. You know why? Because when I buy call options, right, I am looking for a longer term. So I don't want to be shaken up by the short-term volatility. Right? So short-term fluctuation doesn't matter to me. I don't really care. Oh, okay. Okay, okay, last few before we go. Okay, SM is saying Baba and C. Okay, let's look at maybe Baba talk about it. Let's look at C C limited. I assume your C is C limited. Okay. Okay. Hey, you're most welcome, Guang. Okay. Now, the C limited right now is at a very important juncture. Why? Because it is facing the 200-week moving average. This is known as a very strong resistance. If you can break through it, form a bounce, go up, wow, this will be perfect. But right now it's like, so if it drop, I also won't be surprised. Okay, because previously you see every time it come closer, right, that's where the resistance is really. Okay, it's not a perfect resistance, but generally it has been a very big resistance. Okay, all right. Okay, Netflix. Okay, let's look at Netflix. Okay, then lastly, I want to show you all some stock that I'm looking at right now. Okay. So for those of you who stay till the end, right? Good job. Those of you who left earlier on, boo. Okay. Okay, Netflix. Now, wow, this is a super nice chart. Can you see the crocodile mouth open up very big? Like, okay, so pretty good, right? So Netflix is pretty good, but honestly, I don't like Netflix as a business because I don't feel the economic mode. I personally, I on off my Netflix subscription one. Whenever I see there's some nice show, then I want to watch, I'll go subscribe. Then I subscribe for 1 month, right? Then after I finish watching, right, I'll unsubscribe. So it's a very tough business. It's a very tough business. So it's not a business that I have confidence in. But in terms of TA right now, it's good. Very, very nice. Okay? Very good TA. Okay, so let me share with you all some stocks that I'm looking at. So that previously I talked about Lululemon and stuff like that, right? Okay. So today I want to share one stock that wow. Okay. You all know Post-it? No? Which company owns Post-it? Although I think these days you can buy post-it from China also, right? Yes, correct. So it's 3M. Okay? 3M has been the shittiest stock for the longest time. Okay? The downtrend is right. But the fundamentals is still quite strong one for this company. Okay, so right now we are seeing a little bit of uptrend. Once again, the resistance is here, right? So I really like it if you were to break through, right? Because right now 3M is quite cheap. Valuation wise, quite cheap. Okay, number one. Number two is this. Share with your one company that I really like. Okay, this is luxury product. One. Okay, so I went down this whole freaking rabbit hole of luxury brands. Okay, recently lah. Okay, so now although I don't own any luxury products, I'm not that kind of person. Okay, but I can understand the power of luxury product. Okay, so guys and ladies, okay, I don't know whether got ladies who tune into my live stream, gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen, type in the chat, right? What is the Lux brand that you think is very good? What is the Lux brand that you think is very good? So a lot of people put LV, right? Huh? Boctec, you type EL, Estee Lauder, sure or not? Estee Lauder. Branded goods, okay? Yes, very good. I see some of the comments type in Hermes. I don't know whether I'm pronouncing it correctly. Hermes, whatever. Okay? Hermes. Okay. So Hermes is a very, very strong luxury product. It is what we call a silent luxury. You know what silent luxury? Now, the 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 one type of luxury, right, is the loud luxury. Why? Because like LV, they will wear the LV t-shirt, LV bag. Then it's like LV everywhere. Okay? So these are loud luxury, which actually doesn't appeal to it only appeals to the semi-rich, but not the uber rich. The uber rich, they like to buy what we call silent luxury. That means only those who are in the industry will know that, Pete, today you are wearing Hermes product, but there's no logo one. No. Whoever knows will know. Those who know, you know that if you know, you know, that kind of thing, right? Very silent luxury. Then those who are aware, they look at it, wow. Okay, they will understand. So a lot of the super rich, they don't buy LV. To them, LV is like, wow, what is this? Stupid brand, so loud, so ugly, so colorful. They don't like. They like silent luxury. And Hermes is the silent luxury. Okay? I show you the TA first. Look at this company. Such a strong business, you know. Okay, so right now I love it at this moment for TA because 50 moving average support. This is good. This is sorry. RSI is in the middle, so not too bad, right? But stochastic is good. Webby is good. TA is good. Okay. Now let's look at what happened? Wait, let me type out full info. Okay. So let's look at fundamentals. Look at this business. The revenue is growing at least 15% for the last 3 years. Okay. Operating income lowest 19% year-on-year growth. Oof. Operating margin 40%. These are the type of margins you will expect out of a tech business. Okay. Right? You look at cash flow. Wow. So strong. Okay. You look at ratios. A very efficient business. ROC, ROE, ROCE, all very good. Right? You look at debt, very little debt. So this is a high gross margin. The gross margin is bloody 70%, you know. 70%. Okay. Super high gross margin. In fact, the gross margin get higher and higher. That means what? When Hermes increase price, people still buy one. Okay. In fact, the ladies will know. You can never just walk into the shop and buy Hermes bag one. You need to be a member. You buy other small products first. In general, when I go and do research, right, before a person can buy a Hermes bag, they will have spent close to $20,000 in other Hermes product. Then they will be eligible to buy the bag. Okay, right? So very high gross margin. net income very high, high current ratio. That means this company is very well endowed. That means they won't go bankrupt one. Okay, right? Debt level is so low. Okay, so let's look at valuation. Okay, right? Valuations, okay, it's a bit pricey, 38 times, but it's already lower than previous already. Okay, so this is the only thing that kind of gave me the stop. Wow, 好像很贵哦 very expensive. Okay, not just the Hermes bag expensive. Wow, the share also expensive. Okay, valuation wise, right? But if you look at how strong it is fundamentally and the chart, you know, I love it. I love this business. Okay, full disclosure, I own this business shares already. I just share with you first. Okay, right? So I think this is a fantastic business. You can even look at other luxury. Another luxury is of course cars. Right? So the top range of cars is Ferrari. Right? So if you look at Ferrari over the last 5 years, it's gone up by 166%. Share price. Wow. All right, quite nuts, okay. So luxury industry is quite a strong industry. That a lot of people maybe overlook. Okay, the thing is this: you'll be wondering how many people can afford this kind of Hermes bag, Ferrari cars, but don't forget they don't need volume because their ticket item is so big that they just buy one customer buy one enough, right? And the thing is this: the very rich, the uber rich, right? The trillion billion dollar heir. Okay, I want to be one of them eventually. Okay. I'm not there yet. But when you're at $1 billion, you think you will buy one Hermes bag and one Ferrari? Do you think they are one-time customer? I don't think so. Okay. All right. Okay. So Kim is asking, how do you invest in RMS? Very simple. If you have IBKR, right, you can buy into RMS or any brokerages that allows you to buy Hermes from the European exchange. Okay. Now, does Hermes have let me see. Does Hermes have US listed? Wow, it doesn't seem like it. Oh yeah, there is lah, right? So here, HESAY, HESAF. But usually this type, you can see it doesn't follow exactly one. Okay, so if I put in the RMS here, okay, there's a bit of offset. Can you see? There's a bit of offset. So if you don't mind the offset, that's great. Okay, but I personally I don't like to buy OTC. I like to buy the primary listing. Right, so that's what I do. Okay. Monique asks, Mumu better than IBKR for trading? Actually, the same I would say. In fact, I think right now Weibo is it Weibo? I think both Weibo and Mumu, right? They have this like uh initiative where if you trade enough options, options commission is free one. Okay, go check it out. And for those of you who haven't opened a Weibo account, go to the Telegram, our Telegram chat. Okay, the Invest with Pete Telegram chat. We have the referral link. All right, I would deeply appreciate if you open an account through that. Okay. Okay, Kim is asking RMS price quite a lot. Buy share or option. Okay, so RMS I don't Hermes I don't think you can do options because it's a European thing. Okay, so I would definitely be looking at just shares only. All right. Okay. So yes, 10:15 already. Fantastic. All right. So everybody, I hope you all had a very good session. From here, once again, there are always a lot of bad news out there. Wow, market crash. See me sign. Okay. But don't get swayed by news. Okay. In fact, news out there these days, right? They are all negative news. Because negative news attract eyeballs, right? If I go out there and tell people, hey, the market is good, everything hunky-dory, nobody read the news. Right? So fear mongers always attract a lot of attention. I know a lot of YouTubers out there. Right? Every time I see them put a YouTube video, it's all fear. Nuts. Okay? Never mind. In the market, right? The pessimist looks smart, they sound smart, but it's the optimist like you and me, right, who makes money. Okay? All right. And thanks for everyone for coming. Okay. Thank you very much. You're most welcome. Have a great Friday and a great weekend. And I'm very excited because I'm furiously preparing the launch of my investment community. Okay. I'm not sure if you're out there. It's going to be a very exclusive community. I want to host people who want to be more serious. Okay. In their investing, right? So I want to create a community to really groom as many investors as I can. Because really, I don't see why people cannot make money from investing, right? It is not difficult, but it requires a certain discipline, a certain mindset to achieve, right? And I want to just share very openly, 100%, okay, as much as I can to all of you. Okay, so do keep a lookout when that is prepared to launch. All right. Okay, so that's all we have. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you all next time. Okay. All right. Bye bye.